Community is power. Hey everyone, it's Greg from Stationery Shenanigans. I had started this channel a few years ago in hopes to find that people shared some passions that I shared for with the stationery world. That includes everything from just regular old pens to fountain pens to hobonichis to journaling to using all different kinds of planners and just be excited about something that is material and is something that is creative. And if these things sound good to you, please consider subscribing to my channel and joining us when we have live streams to talk about all these things. I am extremely grateful for everyone's support and interaction on this community channel, and I look forward to seeing what else we can do in the future. And I feel like I've come a long way in the past few years, trying my best learning how to edit videos and thinking about things that we can do to move forward. And something really exciting happened recently on a trip to Chicago. A few weeks ago, I had taken just a quick 24-hour trip to Chicago from here in Knoxville. It's been a while since I've been there, and of course, I've always wanted to go to Atlas Stationers, which you are joining me now for my experience of it there. But while I was there, something absolutely special happened. I was looking at some of the fountain pens, and I overheard someone's voice, and I thought, that voice sounds really familiar. I have heard that voice on YouTube before, and I look over and I see Kat from Paper, Pens, and Coffee, and I just knew it had to be her. I know I haven't shown my face on this channel, and like Job recently did where he kind of exposed his face, I probably will do that in the future, so there was a chance that Kat wouldn't have known who I was, so I just said, "Excuse me, are you Kat from Paper, Pens, and Coffee?" And she said yes, and I said, "Oh, I'm Greg from Stationery Shenanigans." And it was a very special moment where we got to hug each other, and then as we chatted, I found out that it was actually Kat's birthday that day, and she was visiting Atlas Stationers as part of her birthday celebration, so it just felt extra special to be able to share a moment with someone like that, with someone who I felt like I knew. And we had never met in person until that day, but we have followed each other's channels closely, and we're always supporting each other. And this is just something very powerful that we need to not forget right now. So if you are looking for a community, you have definitely found one, at least with my channel. And I hope that we continue to support each other in our creative and journaling endeavors and just enjoy what life is all about, something that we have a passion for that maybe other people in our daily lives don't understand or we cannot connect with in person. I hope someday to do some kind of meetup or something so we can connect in person. But for now, let's have some fun and enjoy. Okay, we are now at the haul portion of the video. I am super excited to share what I got from Atlas Stationers, and as a lot of you probably know already, when I go to different places or like stationery stores, I really try to buy things that I haven't seen elsewhere, or maybe they're not available at online retailers and they're only sold like at specific retail places. And that was certainly my goal with Atlas Stationers, except for one item, which I'll explain why I just bought it there instead of getting it online. So, here we go. I'm super excited for these things. First up, I got this notebook from Life. It is A5 sized, 180 pages, 5mm grid ruled format. The reason why I got this is because I've seen Life notebooks before and I probably have one or two, but I've never seen these, and it's just very classic looking. And I chose the A5 size because surprisingly the A5 size was the same price as the B6 size. So I was like, I might as well get a bigger size for the same price. And what I like about this one is that it does have, what would these pages be called? Like subject dividers, so it is kind of like a 3-subject notebook, which I really like, and I'm sure the Life notebook paper is fountain pen friendly. But yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head how much this was. Let's see if I have my receipt here. Okay, the Life notebook was $6, which I feel like is a pretty good price for a quality notebook in general, so very happy with that. Next up, and finally, we've talked about this on my channel a lot. We've talked about it on my live streams. People have asked me. I am finally going to try a Field Notes notebook. So I wanted to order Field Notes online before from their website, but they have like a really high shipping minimum, and I just didn't want to spend that much on notebooks knowing that I might not like them. So I was able to get this beautiful pack of 3 of the 48-page memo books. This design is called Flora. I just really liked the colors. I thought about getting just the plain craft paper covers, but when I saw this, I said, well, that's different and really nice and bright, and I wanted to try like a pocket notebook. So I'm finally going to try Field Notes, and I'm really excited for that. This Field Notes set was $14.95 for 3 small notebooks. Okay, here's the thing that I probably could have just got anywhere. I did get the Travelers Company folder for 2025 in the regular size, and I didn't buy any other Travelers Company items for 2025, and I don't know if I will. Honestly, the reason why I got this one is because there is a cat, and I just like the vibes of this folder, and that is why I purchased it. And I didn't get anything else for the 2025 lineup. They also had Plotter there, which I was surprised at. I really just can't wait to go back someday. I did get an MT tape, one that I never saw before. I really like this like geometric color and the color scheme of like the gray. Yeah, and this was $3.50, and it comes up as Mosaic Grayish, is I think the name of this one. I just really like that. Okay, moving on here. Another thing that I got, and I didn't see it till I was at the register because these were kind of behind the register, is this Schneider pen fountain pen set. They had black and white. I had chosen white. It is medium size, made in Germany. When I used to live in Europe, I used a lot of Schneider branded products, and they're kind of really hard to find, I would say, in the US. Usually whenever I'm in Poland or Austria, when I stop over there, like I would pick up some Schneider items. So I was really excited to see these. I was worried, because I only had a carry-on, I was worried that my fountain pen ink would set off the TSA security check, which, let's face it, is just theater at this point. And it just went right through. I was really nervous. I had this next to my bag of liquids. I thought that this would come up as a liquid. Maybe it did, and they looked at it, but it just basically went right through. Because I also couldn't get this open. I was gonna open the ink cartridges and put them in my cosmetics bag with liquids, but like I didn't have scissors with me, and you need scissors to open this package. So I would have had to like maybe go to someone, like someplace in the airport, and ask if they had scissors, and I just risked it. So I'm excited to try this out. This was $12.49, which I feel like is a really good price for a fountain pen, a package of inks, and then this like writer pen that's eraser set. So $12.49, I mean, for Schneider, you cannot beat it. Okay, I also finally got a Delphonics pouch because I've seen a lot of you use them. I've always wanted to try one. The only time I saw one in person was at Penny Post in Alexandria, Virginia, and I didn't like their customer service, and I didn't want to give them my money. So I got one here at Atlas Stationers. I went for the yellow. I think this is, what size is this? Is this the small? Let's see if the receipt says. Okay, this was $35. I thought about getting the bigger one because it's only $5 more, I think. But the big one just felt really big. And I think this would be good just to have, basically. The canvas is so soft, by the way. I love that. I was torn between the yellow and the blue, and I'm glad that we went with the yellow. Yeah, so I'm excited to try 2 major things from this haul that I've seen before, talked about before, and someday wanted to try, and now we're going to actually try them. Alrighty. And the last thing from my haul is something really different that I've never seen in person before. I feel like some of you all mention it on your channels at some point, especially those really involved in the planner community. But I wanted to try this out because, like I said, my goal was to try things that I've never seen. Now, they did have plenty of other planners I was excited to look at, but I just went with this one. So, I got a Let's of London weekly planner for 2025. I got it in the red. This one is called the Milano. It's A5 vertical week view with appointments in English, and it's made in the UK. It's like this nice soft leatherette feeling on the cover. It was between red and black, and I picked the red. And this was, let me check the price. Probably more expensive because that's how planners are. Okay, $19.69, which I feel like is also not a bad price, especially compared to a lot of the Japanese planners, which are usually in the $35 range. And I wanted to try this. And let me open up the pages and just give you a quick overview of what the pages look like. Okay, so one thing that's different is you'll notice this QR code. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna go through with this, but it really intrigued me and I figured why not. So when you open it up here, it is just white pages with your personal information, your typical, planning ahead, your calendar dates for major holidays, your monthly, and then it goes right into the weekly spreads here. And it's a vertical format, which I have shied away against because it mimics my Google Calendar, but the reason I chose this one is because I might actually try to link them, and I'll show you that in a second. But it also has a bookmark, and I think there's a map at the back, which I always like. So the other reason why I bought this is because it reminds me of the planners I used to buy in Poland every year. So every year I would go to Poland a few times, and towards like Christmas time is when I would buy my next year's planner. I don't know if I still have any of them left. They probably got thrown out when I had to move back to the US, or when I moved at least to Tennessee. There was just something about them that I loved. They were like this kind of feel, a little bit bigger. They had the map at the back, just very like classic office style. And I can't remember the name of the Polish brand I used to buy, but anyway. So for this one, there is something involved where you can link it with their app. And let's see if there's an explanation. So link your diary to your phone with a free Let's of London reminder app. Set reminders in order of priority. Get notifications on your phone. Link your diary to the app. Make notes and list your tasks. I have no idea how this is gonna look, but it looks like you can take a picture of the entry and create the reminder. So I honestly don't know if it just means like, let's say I had a bunch of stuff written on my planner for January 17th that I needed to do. If I scanned this QR code for January 17th and link it to my app, it would just remind me like, hey, you have a lot of stuff that's important on January 17th and you need to look for it. I don't know. And I just was intrigued by that. Maybe I'm not going to use it all. I've already accepted the fact that with planner piece never not being real, I might buy a couple other planners. I don't know. I'm allowing that to happen for 2025. But because I never saw this before, and I don't know if I would order this if I saw it online because I just knew nothing about it, I wanted to give it a try. So there we go. That is the Let's of London weekly planner, and we'll see how that goes on. So that is my Atlas Stationers haul. Absolutely love it. I could not believe how many different things that they had in that store. Every person working there was super friendly and making sure that you are getting what you want. And if you have any questions, and I just felt like they were very knowledgeable, and it was just a wonderful experience. So thank you for watching again, and I will see you next time. Take care.